Hey, what's up, everybody? Just on a little walk with the family. We got Big Rory here, kicking it tough. Just wanted to continue a little bit on my story with my addiction. Leaving off from yesterday, doctor shopping, and everything. So, pills are really what started everything. And I left, like I said, I loved smoking weed. I liked doing cocaine. I did ecstasy for a little bit, loved hallucinogenics. But once pills came into the picture, that was it. That's all I could think about when I first went for the first time, kicking it, and knew that I was, hooked on this stuff. That's what it was all about. Luckily, it wasn't really like interfering with everything. I was able to hold down jobs, and it really didn't get to me, too much. I mean, other than like if I ran out, but I still had money to go find some. And we had so many friends that were going to the doctors at one time. It was unreal. I mean, it ended up, one of our friends ended up getting watched by like the DEA and like FBI as a kingpin in the pill community in Las Vegas. That's a whole crazy thing. Luckily, I wasn't involved in that. I could have been, but so we were all, everybody was covering everybody. If anybody ran out, somebody always had pills. So it was working out really good, but it fell apart pretty fast. For a good 2-3 years, everybody was steady, everybody was good, nobody would, get sick. It worked out. But we had a lot of people ODing. That's the scary thing. Lost a lot of friends. And that's when, I was like, this is serious. I actually, that was a crazy moment. Me, my best friend Jacob, that you'll hear a lot about, that's no longer with us. We had met back up with a buddy of ours. His name was Clem, and we hadn't seen him for a long time since we were little kids and everything. We met back up with him, and we're catching up one night. He had actually beat testicular cancer and everything. He lost one of his testicles to it, and we were just hanging out with him. It was cool, and me and Jacob had just went to see our doctor, so we had a bunch of pills, and Jacob had given Clem a couple of Roxys, but a couple of Xanax on top of that. And we had known nothing about it. We had nobody OD on us or anything like that. And this still gets to me this day. I remember the last thing that happened was we were watching Pulp Fiction, and it was right after the OD scene in Pulp Fiction. And I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, guys. I'll see you guys in the morning. We'll go have breakfast. I hear in the morning, my buddy Alan, he slept over, and he was like, Clem, Jacob, there's something wrong. And I guess they started freaking out. They went to shake him, and just bile and everything came out of his nose, and yeah, it was way too late. And he was a big guy, man. He was probably at least 6'5", and 250, man, just a big boy. I never experienced nothing like that. I flipped out immediately, and I left to go to my friend Sean's house. I was scared shitless. I left my buddy Jacob there and Alan alone. They had to actually carry, because when the coroners came, it was just two old people, and they actually had to carry our friend's body downstairs. It was just, it was messed up. And I remember how scared I was and the feeling I felt, and I still kept using. That's when I knew this was a very, very powerful thing that has me. And that was a close one and a very personal one, because it happened, right in my apartment. And it still didn't sway me to stop. I kept going for years and years after that, losing a lot of people. So anybody that's lost loved ones to that, and it's scary if you have to go through that. But that was when I finally realized the signs. As I talked about before, They call it the death rattle or the death gargle. If you ever know somebody that does opiates or any strong or narcotic like that, or heroin or anything, if you hear them, it sounds like they're snoring almost. Narcan them. Narcan them. Even and the one thing is, they might wake up pissed. Most people do, because it cleans them up and takes them off the best high they're having. Who cares? Narcan them. If you know somebody that's using, go get Narcan. It's free. I promote it. Narcan them. It's better safe than sorry. They might get pissed, but they can go pick up again. Whatever, And I'll tell you about the only time I've been Narcaned, and I was at Casa Grande, and I was thankful for it. I saw the guy was so scared, and I was like, dude, you just Narcan me? That doesn't happen. But so, just like scary moments like that, and it didn't sway me. But down the road, we eventually all start getting cut off of doctors and everything. They start getting more strict. You start needing x-rays and MRIs and stuff to prove you have pain. Jeez. we never had to have none of that. We're all, there's some of us who are only 18 years old getting these prescriptions, and started cutting everybody off. And we didn't know what to do, and that's when heroin got introduced to us. And we found out, instead of buying pills at, $30-$40 a piece, man, I can go get a $10 thing of heroin and have at it, man. It was the same thing, if not better. Started just smoking it, seems harmless enough. And just doing that for a long time. And we all had I know at one point I had at least, I think, 4 or 5 dealers in the Vegas Valley I could call at any time, and they had 4 or 5 drivers that would meet you at a certain part of the Vegas Valley, man, and it was like clockwork. I had one dealer at one point. He would be at my job site, and I'm a heavy equipment operator. He'd be at my job site every morning, right when the lunch truck would get there in the morning for like breakfast burritos and stuff. 7:30, 8 o'clock, he'd be right there. No questions asked, man. And he would let me run up a tab too. Like, he knew I got paid Friday. He knew I made good money. He'd let me run up a $300-$400 tab, man. It was nothing. So it was crazy, man. And it still wasn't getting away at that point, man. It was what it was. I was always a functioning addict, I thought. It does, and it always seems that way because it just always gets progressively worse. You get arrested a couple times, it gets progressively worse, and you fall back faster. Like, if I use today, I guarantee probably in a month and a half, I'd probably be on the streets, 100%, or live, or be incarcerated. No questions asked, man. Like, it goes so fast. There's no middle ground anymore, and you would see a total decline in me. I wouldn't have any weight on me. You would be able to tell I'd be nodding off in videos. Like, there's no shame in my game whatsoever. And I think I'm hiding it. I think, oh man, I look good and everything. No, there's no shame in my game, man. I'm 0 or 100 miles an hour. Like I said, I'm the type of addict. I'll be vaping, I'll have a cigarette, and I'll be driving down the street, and I see a sign that says dip ahead, and I said, that's a good idea. Don't mind if I do, and I'll pop a thing of skull in my mouth. That's what I do. So that's a little bit on like how it progressed from pills to, the hard stuff. I think tomorrow I'll start jumping into first time I stuck a needle in my arm. And I was totally against that crap, man. I was totally against needles. I was scared to death. And then you take the ride for the first time. Whoa. Whoa. I had 100 pack of needles the next day from Walmart in my truck. I was ready to go. But that's for tomorrow, everybody. I just want to check in. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Please smash that like. Please be there at the live tonight. Much love to you guys. Thank you for being interested in my story. Please stay safe, stay clean. If you have family, tell your family you love them. You don't know if it'll be like, you don't know what will happen out there. Always love your family, always be there, and do the best you can. If you're in recovery, one day at a time. For the addict that's still out there suffering, we love you. Rory, tell him we love him. Say, we love you. Time kiss. We love you guys. Peace.